Hey guys, welcome to my video. My name is Sam, and I like to jam. If you exist, you've probably heard of Super Mario Bros. Even if you're not a gamer. Whether you're into games or not, it's important to realize that video games have had a substantial impact on the world that we live in. One of the most notable, iconic video game franchises out there is Super Mario Bros. This is a game series where a lot of gamers started, but not everyone is good at it. Many people lose interest in the game because they make some key mistakes. And because they lose interest in the game, they lose all sorts of potential knowledge of pop culture that they could know, which we all know is a tragedy. That is a tragedy if ever I saw one. You need to know pop culture. It's a thing. It's important, I think. I think it's important somehow. Today I'm here to help people who may have little to no experience with video games eliminate some common mistakes made when playing Super Mario Bros. Although I probably should warn you, I could more or less rename this video, just use the run button. I'll explain why later. That'll happen, you'll see why. I recommend staying tuned until the end of the video because I'm saving the most important advice for last. So let's go ahead and get into Super Mario Bros. For Dummies. You're going to have a hard time with Super Mario Bros. If you don't understand the controls. For the purpose of this video, I'll be focusing on the 2D side-scrolling Mario games. For example, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and New Super Mario Bros. U. I will not be referring to 3D Super Mario platformers. For example, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario 3D World. Now, they're all awesome games, but I think it's smart to get good at 2D side-scrollers before moving on to 3D. So what does all this 2D, 3D talk mean? Well, regarding Mario's movement, if your controller has an analog stick, don't use it for 2D games. Here are some pictures of analog sticks. Here are some pictures of D-pads. Use the D-pad instead. While some 2D Mario games will allow you to use an analog stick, there's really no point since analog sticks have variable input sensitivity and D-pads are basically digital on-off switches. Most 2D Mario games only pick up on whether or not the player is trying to move Mario at all. For this reason, using the D-pad is much more precise for 2D games. So keep your thumbs away from the analog stick until you're ready to tackle 3D Mario games. In addition to the D-pad, every controller has face buttons. Here's some pictures. Some have 2 face buttons, and others have 4. Generally speaking, 2D Mario games have a jump button and a run button. The jump button usually looks like this. It's typically the A or 2 button on controllers with 2 face buttons or the B button on controllers with 4. The run button usually looks like this. It's typically the B or 1 button on controller with 2 face buttons and the Y button on controllers with 4. If you still can't find those buttons, then it's important to at least know that the functions still exist, and worst case scenario, you can look for them through trial and error. You'll want to use all of them. So in summary, Mario games are controlled by moving Mario with the D-pad and having him run and jump with the face buttons. You'll eventually want to remember where these buttons are by feel without looking down at the controller. The action happens rather quickly and the game assumes you're well acquainted with your controller, so memorize what you need to know. There's not much to say here except that holding the jump button allows Mario to jump higher than quickly tapping it would. When you release the jump button, as weird as it is, Mario starts to fall. So basically tapping the jump button cancels the rest of his jump. Just like real life. Physics. Here's what it looks like if you tap the jump button. Here's what it looks like if you hold the jump button. So hold down the jump button so Mario jumps as high as possible. Be sure you're as close to the edge of a chasm as possible before trying to jump over it. Don't run off the edge because that makes you look really stupid, as you can see here. But it's important to address that the farther you are from one edge of the chasm, the farther you'll be from the other side, so it's more difficult to clear the jump, so get as close as possible. Here's a secret the game has been keeping from you. You don't have to stomp on every last Goomba and collect every last coin. In fact, sometimes they put these things in the game to distract you. Remember, in most Super Mario Bros. Games, you have a time limit to clear the course. You can leave the enemies and the coins alone to do this. And sometimes, if you don't, you end up running out of time. Last but far from least, it's better to get Mario's momentum going before jumping than it is to jump from a stationary position. But better than a walking start is a running start.
Remember what I said before about the run button? The most useful thing I've learned in all of my Mario platforming is to constantly hold down the run button and never let go. Seriously, that's not sarcasm. This is the most important thing you will learn in Mario by far. Here's what it looks like if Mario is walking. Here's what it looks like if you hold down the run button to run. Never forget this. I constantly see beginners neglecting the run button, and there's a ton of courses in Super Mario Bros. You literally, and I really mean literally, can't beat without using it. So run before you jump, and really never take your thumb off the run button at all. It'll save several lives. It's also far more boring to watch someone who doesn't run. Guys, the ladies don't like to watch a guy who walks in Mario. This could save your future marriage. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. But it is really important.
All right, let's recap. Don't use the analog stick. Use the D-pad instead. Hold the jump button rather than tapping it. Jump from the edge of the ledge. You don't have to collect everything. And please, more important than anything else, use the run button. That is the most important thing you could possibly learn for playing Super Mario Bros. Remember, B or 1 on controllers with 2 face buttons, and usually Y on controllers with 4. Keep it pressed down the whole time you play. You'll clear so many more jumps this way, and you could even save the princess. Thanks for watching.
Hello everybody, thank you for watching my video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I've been playing some Hyrule Warriors recently, and you can check that out if you're interested. I also do some group commentary with my buddy Mulakor on his channel Life in Hard Mode. If you'd like, you can check that out. Have a good one!